we were doing beforehand.
Oh, it's all good. All right. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to yet another episode of Mike's campaign of Sugoi Sauce. We're not gonna go super long this time because we're behind schedule. I am the DM. Babbage is there. You is there. Kanan and Stormblast is not there. Deacon Sylvia is there. Kanan will be back, I'm sure. And I'm sporting a Legend of Zelda shirt because we recently just had the announcement of Tears of the Kingdom. But moving on. When we last, I'm a big Zelda fan, so that's a thing. When we last were with our compatriots, we had been getting messages on text chat already. Oh, might be supposed to be doing something sneaky because he cleared chat history. Or he, did a whole bunch of things that I didn't want to give away, which has happened in the past by accident. So yes, the last time when we left the party and we needed to bail, you had successfully banished the giant, ridiculous worm thingy, sent a bunch of blink dogs scattering to the winds to try to distract it when it comes back. Canadin had taken one bite from the thing, lost his owl form that he had been polymorphed into by one of the pixies. And as I recall, I don't remember who the other giant owl was.
I think it was me.
I want to say it was Babbage because I remember having to unhide your token earlier just to figure out where the heck you went. So Babbage is an owl, and then you I think had polymorphed into an owl. Or not polymorphed. You had shape changed.
Yeah, use your wild shape.
Yeah.
Wild shaped into an owl. And you were taking off into the skies, as I recall.
You're gonna pick up.
So is that a? So yeah, that is the current situation, as I recall.
Yeah.
The giant worm thingy is in fact still missing from existence due to the deacon's concentrations. And you all take off into the winds and the skies, I take it, because I know you can't see very far.
Yeah, heading north.
So I'm an owl, and someone else isn't. That's right.
You and Babbage.
And the pixies are with us too.
They're
both
stuffed into your feathers, yes.
Yes.
And the blink dogs blinked off in a random direction because.
Crazy Ivan.
Right, nothing like a forest-carrying druid to be like, I'm gonna summon 6 dogs to sacrifice for my survival and send them off into a.
Well, they're not from my forest, so.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine you're just a peaceful animal minding its own business, and all of a sudden you get pulled into a horribly hostile environment trying to get consumed by a giant.
Well, it's a one-way
bird.
trip. They can't go back and say, don't.
Well,
don't go there.
The moment you break concentration, they go home. So it's going to be, talk about an extraordinarily chaotic few minutes of their lives. But moving on.
They'll be fine.
Okay, so
fine.
So you're just.
Let's have a therapist fix that.
All right, so who's leading the flight pattern here?
I assume that the druid has more experience being a bird than I, so I will follow him.
All right,
so we know that we want to roughly head northwest.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that is what I'm doing. I'm trying. We're still in whiteout conditions, so there we go. Ooh.
Yeah, he did the thing.
Oh, and there's a whole new pantheon and cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. So we are roughly.
That was already there, right?
Here-ish, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so north.
Well, actually, yeah. You say you're like, yeah, you're roughly here-ish. You know, you're in the middle of the plains somewhere through the mountains.
So since there's a road, I imagine that we'd want to find the road and land on it, hopefully because it's safe before the spell wears off, and hopefully it muffles our vibrations in the ground somehow.
So you are trying to stay low enough to see the road, is that my understanding?
Well, I mean, do I have a sense of direction if we're whited out?
Not really.
Because if that's the case, if I don't know which direction I'm facing currently, like if I don't have the Viking method of holding up obsidian to the sky to find the sun, then I need to get above the whiteout conditions, which may be very difficult.
And my needle and cork is a little tough to do on an owl.
Agreed. All right, so what are you doing there, you?
I mean, there's no direction at all from the sun, shadow, anything like that, right?
No.
It's pure. Okay.
This
Then
is the dome, I guess.
And as a bird, wouldn't I have a sense of direction? I mean, I know some birds migrate, north, south, and extra sensitive to magnetic poles. Which, if that doesn't work, then the needle doesn't work. So.
I'm gonna argue that you as an owl don't have that particular capability. Also, the fact that you're a bit sort of thrown off by the. Oh, hold on.
Okay, well, we need to get out of here because this Remor is going to come back. So we're going to fly.
There we go.
Essentially,
Mood.
Up or north?
up until we can determine directions.
Okay, up they go. All right, so you
There's some
spend.
breaks.
We're gonna move.
Where it seems to have some breaks in the
Well, give me a
in
second.
the
There's a little bit of theater of the mind here going on. So, all right. So you fly up with Babbage in owl form behind you as tightly as you can because it's extremely hard to see. And you do get quickly kind of turned around until it takes a good maybe like. I mean, you're getting battered around, so it's kind of hard to like constantly go up. But it takes you a couple minutes because you're just constantly trying to fight the wind, whipping you around, switching you which ways. So you're finally up, and you do finally break over what appears to be just like a thick cloud cover. I mean, you see blue here. This implies it's open sky, but really, what you really should just imagine just a sea of white over you. And as soon as you break through the clouds, so what you see is you're not very far above the clouds, so you don't have a lot of visibility like too far. It's not like as you're trying to still climb up. But as you break through the clouds, there's a shadow that you see like over, like you see a shadow.
Geez.
Say again.
I said, "Oh, geez."
You do see what appears to be, so it's roughly like midday. But again, you haven't gotten that far above the clouds, so you can't see very far in all directions. Although from what you can see, it's cloud. It is clouds in all directions, or like the thick clouds that is this storm you've been dealing with. Bellarmine, you think you see what may be something glowing? A blue light off in the distance to what you now know as west. Once you've broken up out of the clouds, you ended up like oriented pointing south. But yeah, you quickly see a shadow on the clouds flying over, or basically flying near you.
It looks very eagle-ish.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay, so we see this shadow.
So we say head to the west because I see something glowing that's blue.
Am I on top of the owl or hanging from claws?
You're on top.
Is it circling us? Is that what I'm seeing? I mean, screech, hoot.
It's
Should I
certainly
be able
seem to be
to look
attacking.
around and see this? Or is it under?
Say
So
again?
I say head west. Does anybody understand me?
I mean, I hear you say that. I don't know what west is. I'm following this other bird.
I mean, if we can see the shadow, it would be changing shape as the thing changes direction. So, would I be able to determine the light source, where it's coming from?
You think it's above you?
Right, but based on the shape of the shadow and it's circling around, it would look a little different if it was here versus over here.
But it looks eagle-ish to me.
I mean, it seems to be. I guess I don't think I understand the question.
Is it that we're seeing a shadow cast by light, or that we're seeing a shadowy figure in the mist. What are you?
Oh, shadow
trying-
cast by light.
Okay. So if there's a shadow cast by light, we can determine the direction of the light, which tells us the direction of the sun, which tells us which direction we need to head. That's what Jeff's driving at.
Oh, yes. No, you can figure it. No, based on. I mean, it's roughly midday, but you have a sense of, like, west is in fact left on this map. Like, you
Cool.
can orient yourself to which direction. Now that you're above the clouds, you just can't see very far. You do see, like I said, Bellarmine thinks you see something glowing through the clouds off to the west. You do see, like, a mountain way off to the east, sort of poking above, but it looks like it's pretty far.
So we have enough visibility. Oh, because we're above the clouds, you're saying?
You're just above the. You're above the storms. Yes. Why do I-
Above the storm. So then. We're above the storm, but there's cloud cover ahead? Above? We're between layers, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Those blue areas breaks in the storm.
No, that's just the sky map that I had.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Head
as
west.
much as I love hovering in the middle of the sky as prey to something bigger than me, I motion as best I can to the owl in front of me. Screech, screech, screechy, screech, screech. Well, actually, you speak owl, so I should be able to communicate with him, yeah?
Fair point.
Can you communicate?
Either we can
polymorph?
both
I don't think. I mean, you have the animal's intelligence, so.
No, we have our own mental stats. We have its physical stats.
That's true of wild shape. That's not true of polymorph.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, there you go. But you can talk to you because he's good at that. So.
Okay,
that
so
solves that
do you
problem.
need me to roll something to determine
No,
which
I'm going to
direction?
assume that
'Cause
you
I'm
could-
gonna-
you know which way you know which way is west if that is your intent. But so you're between cloud covers at this point. The
But
shadow.
I'm a dumb dumb. I wouldn't even really know how to. I wouldn't even be able to piece together the fact that I can talk to him because I'm dumb. I'm a dumb bird.
Looks like this eagle's following us.
All right, so I'm gonna start taking off to the northwest, whichever way I think that is.
Well, you know
Okay.
left is west, so he gave you that.
Yeah, no, your directions are oriented as they should be in this situation. Why do I keep switching layers without meaning to? All right, so you start moving to the west as a group.
I'm
Well, we
following.
want to head northwest, right? That's what
Okay.
I mean, based on our view of the map on the last screen, it's west by northwest.
okay. 300 degrees ish.
So as you start taking off to the west, the shadow appears to get larger and larger, and then breaks through the clouds.
Oh, jeez. What the heck is that?
And an eagle
Told you, it's an eagle.
that has no right to be as large as it is starts moving in behind you. This
It's
thing's
like
got the
it's
wingspan
a
of
giant eagle.
yeah, like
Is it a rock?
I don't think Babbage Owl would know that.
All right, fair.
Wait, are you
If it's
enlarging
a
that
rock,
token
we're
to
in
show us?
trouble.
Say again?
Are you enlarging that token to show us the details?
No, that's the size of it.
No,
It's-
that is
Four would be what, gargantuan?
that is in fact the size of this thing.
It's medium,
Good
large,
glory.
gargantuan. It's gargantuan.
Right, you think it's an eagle, and then as it gets closer, you realize it's not getting closer. It's still getting closer, but it seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until you realize, like, oh my god, this thing has a wingspan of like 100 feet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And if you could please roll for initiative.
We're not gonna outfly it. I'll tell you that much.
Somebody speak to it. Anybody speak eagle?
I can, but not in owl form.
Which one is me?
I will.
Blue or green?
Yeah, you're green because you're following.
Okay. I gotta roll the owl's initiative, right?
I mean, you could roll your own and just we can plug in the owl.
No, that's fine. I'll roll the owl's initiative. The 2115 is me.
Oops, that was a mistake. There we go. Nice.
Now, if I cast Spirit Guardians, does that break the sanctuary, which really doesn't matter because it's down below?
Yes.
I mean, banishment. So I'm going to do that. I did do initiative. I don't know what it was, though.
7.5.
I don't think he had his token selected.
That's all right. We have ways of fixing that.
So, Spirit Guardians is centered on you, so it should move with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, remind me the radius on that.
15.
Okay. Twink. Okay. I believe it's Babbage Owl is up first.
Okay. I'm going to dash as far away from the giant eagle as I can take myself.
And you are staying at this altitude?
Jim knows that it's probably better to seek cloud cover. Babbage is a scared, stupid owl.
I think the owl would know enough for its own survival.
Yeah, I think diving is safer.
Okay. All right, so you are diving into the cloud cover. Are you going up or down?
Well, diving is down.
Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, so you're diving back into the.
So diagonally down and westward.
Okay. So,
at a distance of 120 feet.
So we're gonna put you, for sake of argument, here, and saying that you're below cloud, and you're diving below cloud cover. All right. Canadin. You are muted.
Yeah, I am going to hold my action. Not going to do anything because I am rather indisposed on the back of an owl, trying to hold on.
So you're just holding on for dear life.
I'm holding on for dear life.
Fair enough.
Spurring him on.
You're up. You owl.
I am this exact same as Babbage.
Very good. That keeps switching by accident.
Now, quick question. Do I have enough to be able to cast Banishment again?
What, enough spell slots?
Yeah.
I think
It's a
so.
concentration spell, isn't it?
It is.
He has the slots for it. But yes, it's concentration, and Spirit Guardians is also concentration. So
Ah.
if you cast Banishment, you would break your Spirit Guardians, but you do have the ability to do so. It has a range of 60 feet.
And it
Right.
means somewhere on the ground the Remora has his back.
The Remora has his already back.
Well, as soon as he casts Spirit Guardians, right?
Right. That's what I'd asked before, yeah.
But we're
I mean, the
assumedly
banishment
far
only
enough
lasts.
away that that doesn't matter.
Yeah, and the
Presumably, but
banishment lasts a minute,
A minute,
and
yeah.
it took you more.
No,
It took you.
yeah, what?
But this eagle hasn't attacked us. They might like owls. You never know.
Yeah, a lot of eagles like to eat owls. Yep.
No, they don't. Eagles do not eat owls. Owls are usually formidable against an eagle.
and
Well,
owls
that
are
is-
usually nocturnal too. So.
Owls are also usually not a quarter of their size.
Right, but they're crepuscular, so it's dawn and dusk for them.
Eagles usually go for ground-born prey rather than a peregrine falcon or something that attacks in the sky, right?
Big eagle and tell them there's a big worm.
It's also not an eagle, it's a rock, as I suspected. So that's a problem.
Looks like an eagle.
It does.
Yeah, rocks do look like eagles.
Look like absolutely massive eagles. Jim, I need you to make a stealth check at advantage as an owl.
It's a +4, so that's what, Dex +4?
Yeah, so it'd be +6 if you just want to roll straight 20s.
Oh wait,
You should be able to click stealth.
I can just click stealth.
There you go.
Boom!
Boom.
I disappear.
Okay. I need you to do the same thing at advantage.
Booyah, booyah.
Stealth check.
As an owl. So
Yeah.
in the owl character sheet, which is available in the journal, you can just click its stealth number.
I can do that for you if that's.
I see it at advantage. Yeah.
Oh, is it at advantage?
I mean, you're good.
Oh.
Oh no.
I don't get a. Wait, do I get a portent?
Not for it's not an
Portent.
attack roll.
Portent's only attacks. Wheel and woe is on skills.
Got any tattoos?
Can I do a wheel? I guess it wouldn't matter because it's 7.
Not with a. You rolled a 1 and a 3. No, I think you're just in. I think the dice were just mean to you.
And after I did such a good job.
Well, so all that means is okay. So, you both dive into the clouds successfully. Unfortunately for the giant owl, this thing's flight speed is ridiculous.
Yeah,
He just moved into my spirit guardians.
He did.
that's true.
You are correct. You can roll. That is. I mean, basically, should I just take that 9? I guess I could take that 9.
What's that?
That is an interesting point, actually. So it goes like you two have like you've dove into the clouds, but the two of you kind of have a sense of where each other are. But the giant, well, the Tortor gave it away. So the rock. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I went out of order. So actually, no. Bellarmine, were you going to do anything else besides cast Spirit Guardians?
Yeah, I think I was going to cast banishment on this eagle-like thing.
Well, it's out of range until it moves, and it moves on its turn.
But it just moved.
Well, I was out of order, so I apologize
Mike
for
did
that.
things out of order.
Right.
Let me back that up. So my question to you is: do you want to? You can hold your action to cast banishment as soon as it gets close enough. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, what do I do? How do I do that?
Just tell me that's what you're doing, and then as soon as
That's what I'm doing.
What's the range on banishment?
Banishment is 60 feet.
All right, so because you have all dove below the cloud cover and you don't really see this thing, it will, however, get close enough to you as it did follow. It was able to follow you, so it'll get to here, and now you can cast banishment.
Well, isn't he in the spirit guardians?
Oh, he is. You're right. That's an excellent point. He will get hit by that first. Spirit Guardians
Yeah.
will go away after you cast banishment, but the Spirit Guardians will hit him. Wisdom save.
So what do I need to do?
Oof. Kind of wish he'd roll that for banishment. At this point, I think I'm just gonna take that 9. He takes 9 radiant damage. He's switching on me.
All right, and now he's in range, so I can cast banishment, right?
Yes. And that is a. Why is that? It should show the. Is it lagging on just me? Should it show?
Oh no.
There it goes. DC 17, and it's int? No, it's charisma. Okay. DC 17. That's good.
All right.
I like how
Solid.
you're consistently finding larger and larger and larger things to blink out of existence temporarily.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Crowd control for the win, baby. Let's
the
get the heck
giant
out
the
of here.
giant creature comes like you can kind of see its claws, which are as large as like the owl, look like they're about to clamp down on you in owl form, only for you to see like its Bellarmine holds up his holy symbol, wishes the thing away or wills the thing away, and the claws, as you can see, peering through the snow, disappear, and you are now flying. You have a minute, and you're flying. So you're, yeah. Babbage, what are you doing?
I'm flying away.
Okay. All right. Well, since you're
My
following,
plan hasn't changed.
right, okay, and you're continuing to follow Yu's owl. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, initiative-wise, I go first, but together we're heading that way.
Got it. All right, Jeff. What is your? All right. So you've gone below the cloud cover, so you can't really see where you're going.
Go toward the blue light.
I could maintain a heading, like knowing, okay, keep flying straight, don't deviate. Like,
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Bellarmine's holding concentration for a solid minute. How far can you get in a minute? Well, okay, and you're staying below cloud cover. All right.
Well, 120 feet every 6 seconds, so that's 1,200 feet a minute.
Let's see.
Head to the blue light.
You said 1,200 feet.
don't worry, I have a little maneuver I can employ.
Yeah, if we're
if this
dashing,
fails
that's
and it comes
120
back.
feet every 6 seconds.
So you're going roughly 4.5 miles an hour. That's am I doing my math right there?
1,200 feet a minute?
Wait, no.
That
I
means,
did
like,
that backward.
every 5 minutes is a mile.
Yeah. You're right. I
Or
did that
12
backward.
miles an hour. Roughly.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. In that case, okay. So you fly for about a minute. Bellarmine loses concentration on the spell, but as far as you can tell, you are out of the danger of the massive bird. You are continuing to move in a westerly direction. Is that accurate?
West by northwest.
Isn't it westerly down? West by northwest down?
Where are you flying?
300 degrees.
Course 300I. Hell, make a course 300. Make my through course 300 hell nigh. Okay.
Mike's having flashbacks.
Yes. All right, give me a minute.
Okay.
Where did I put? Oh, there you are.
All we got is a minute.
Well, so a minute passes. 300. Hide. 270. Okay. Good guess. All right. So, what is gonna? You're just flying until you see something of interest. Like, what's your plan there,
Well,
you?
I thought
Well,
the plan was to find the road, yeah?
And we're looking for there's this blue.
You is
blue
a owl
boat.
that has a hard time communicating to you all through lots
Sorry,
of
when you
wind.
said you, I didn't realize you meant you.
No, I meant yes, Jeff, as in
I'm with
Owl Jeff. Where are you going, and what is the decision-making process behind what will change your behavior?
Course 300
Yep.
to find what I hope is the road. So then we can all be bipedal once again with our full suite of abilities, if need be.
So you're flying down low because you can only see. I mean, your visibility is still ridiculously short once you get below the cloud cover. So your plan is to fly back like low to the ground, so you can like across white plains until you can see the road. Is that the plan? All right. So
Yeah.
you're going back. You're going all the way back down to the ground level. Okay.
Yeah, that seems good to me. Above the clouds is where the rocks live.
We want to go to the other rocks.
Yeah, I want to go to the rocks, not the rocks.
Got it. Okay. All right. Give me a minute. Oops, nope. I need to grab. Do I not have? Did I not prepare this possibility?
You are not prepared.
That's fine. Okay. Go away. I need to move some owls onto the maps. Stand by. I need to give them dynamic lighting.
AIDAN, I think, honey. Yeah. Well, that's how the name is spelled. AIDAN.
Nope. What? Dang it. Sorry, DM's DMing. Why isn't this? Is that why?
Roll 20 is so easy to use.
I have like well set up for this, but you all are doing things a little unusually for me. Okay.
Yeah, we're just like blinking your content out of existence and skipping stuff.
It's all good.
You thought magic carpets were bad. How about banishment?
No, it's all good.
Imagine we just banished like a boss fight.
I mean, you can get away with that for a minute, maybe. Okay.
Banish the boss, grab the relic, and leave.
So I'm gonna drop you all here.
Aha. Alright, over here. I see a broken cart and a road. Yes?
Yes.
Wow.
Alright. Before I land, I'm gonna do a kind of a wide circle in the air. Much like I've seen Who do.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Be my guest.
Voodoo.
Couple of circles, checking things out. Don't see anything too dangerous. It's still like freezing cold down here, yeah?
Oh yeah, no, it's still
What's this?
another piece of actually, what is that? Hold on. It looks like a sled that was abandoned, like a dog pull sled.
Does it appear as though these things were left here because of any malfeasance, or like
They are
they just
completely snowed over, so it's hard to tell this from without
gotcha?
investigating further.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go and perch on top of this thing
Okay.
and let Bellarmine off if he so desires.
I'm gonna go up to it and look at it too.
So it appears to be what I mean. So I mean, it's again the windsweeptness is still happening. It's basically like you're lucky. I mean, it was kind of lucky with the owl eyes. You were even to spot the road at all, or what seems to be remaining of it.
Instead of walking through the snow, can the owls fly along the roadway?
I don't.
I haven't landed in the snow yet. I'm just perched on top of the cart. Did you say that out loud?
I did.
Oh. I mean, I'll nod my head. I think that's a great idea.
But the wagon appears to be what looks like maybe some sort of supply cart that appears to have been abandoned a long time ago.
Supply cart. Babbage really doesn't want to be an owl anymore, but he has no control over it because he's polymorphed. I start pecking at the cart, looking for stuff inside.
So the two of us can jump off the owl and inspect the cart, right?
Paladin does the same thing and starts bapping its head into the side of into the side of an actual wagon.
Does Paladin understand that I'm the owl?
I mean, it watched you get
Alright, that's fair.
transformed. It kind of stays on your hip. So
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
mean, this whole time, what you haven't noticed is that it's been trying to flap its arms and try to do the same thing you're doing. It's
That's
just
phenomenal.
you've been a little busy surviving in the
sure.
ridiculous environment that you find yourselves in.
So do we can we check out what's in the cart quickly and then jump back on the owls?
So you run. I mean, you try to sweep off some of the snow. It looks like it may have been barrels of something, you don't know what, but that they have holes in them, and whatever the contents were seems to be gone. Whatever it was, there may have
So there's
been
nothing of value there.
not that you can see. No, like there's what looks like a bunch of crates that are empty, barrels that are empty.
Jump on the owls and get ready for a ride.
What may have been like some sort of horse or dog like sled reins that are tattered and just flapping in the wind. So there's not much here now.
Let's go up the road.
I'm keen to do so, but I'm going to continue to follow you's lead.
Yeah, what are you doing, owl? Intelligent owl.
Babbage is no longer an owl.
Babbage is
still an owl. I can't drop it until the spell ends.
Copy.
Oh, what is the duration on that, actually?
Polymorph.
Days.
Hour.
An hour. Okay. All right. So it's been about you've been an owl for about a half hour.
Okay. So I'm sorry. While we've been, as soon as the rock fight encounter ended,
I think more importantly, what is the duration on summon woodland whatevers?
Also an hour, I believe. But
I'll tell you right now.
Conjure.
It is 1 hour.
Okay.
Fly up the road.
Kaden, are you doing anything in all this?
I was just looking at the sled, waiting for to be moving, ready to move forward.
You remain completely comfortable in this environment, and
Yeah, absolutely.
your spear is not vibrating.
Nope, just waiting for them. Maybe I'll like kind of take a look ahead, just not getting outside of visual range, but.
I mean, you see the other what appears to be like what was like one of those like standing on like sled cart kind of things, which I don't think your character may not have ever seen in person, but similarly, it looks like there may have been supplies or something there, but it's left behind.
Is there like there's not like a body on that? I can't really see the picture as well.
No, it's
okay.
it's a sled that's got nothing on it.
Okay.
Like some tattered, almost completely buried in the snow. Like I said, you can only kind of see the road like with the wind sweeping the snow off of it left and right.
Yeah, I would inspect the sled, just see if there's anything left around it. Kind of kick away some snow, but not super interested in it.
Okay.
All right. At this point, sorry, in the last 10 minutes, I got an email. This is what I'm dealing with. Interviewed new roommates today. Just found out that the old roommate that we kicked out is bluffing a lawsuit, so I had to talk to my still existing roommate about that. And then got a separate email about work that I wasn't expecting about working tomorrow. So let me make sure I get this straight, because I had to address all those things immediately. There's still 2 owls, of course, but now our other 2 companions are on the ground, and there's a sled.
Yeah, nothing of interest though.
We perched on the wreckage of a wagon, found nothing of interest, and Bellarmine is ushering us as owls to continue to carry our companions along the road, hovering for safety. I am following your lead because I'm a dumb owl.
And we will do that.
Okay. I assume the 2...
Sorry, thank you for your patience, by the way, everyone. It's been...
No, it's crazy.
That was not a curve.
Hey, man.
Life
Forrest Gump said...
Well, it's a frivolous lawsuit that would only be in small claims court, and I think he's bluffing, but I got to make sure we're covered, but I think we are, so...
Fun. So back to the funness.
Yes.
All right, so the 2 bipeds, I'm assuming, hop back onto the 2 birds of prey.
I kind of like shrug and say, huh. If I see
Kiri-kiki.
them jumping on, may as well. We
Okay.
still may as well take advantage of it, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, so you fly for the remainder of your magical spellness, which gets you.
Off.
Oh, you're moving pretty freaking fast. So yep, you're off the map.
Yeah.
Okay, so at roughly the point at which you're still just as your polymorph forms end. Now, you is wild shape, so he can stay in that as long as he wants. But Babbage, you reached the end of your transformations. Your two woodland creatures disappear as the spell ends. Babbage rolled. I don't know if you landed ahead of time, if you would have known any better, but you end up landing in the snow. But it's still like whiteout conditions. I don't have a specific map for this. But you're still on the road.
Immediately reactivate my heat pump.
Got it. Okay. Very good. So you're hot and warm. At least, yeah.
When I see Babbage's disappear, then I'm gonna land and move out of wild shape.
Okay, so you're all on foot. Okay, you are. I mean, you can kind of imagine this map is sort of what you're seeing. But again, it's like
I
what
provide
again?
a heat pump to you as well.
Got it.
Oh, I see. Just didn't get dragged. Hang on.
I mean, we're not really on this map anymore.
Oh, okay.
You can imagine it. We went off of it, and I don't have a specific map for the
Mhm.
road and the snow right now. Or I forgot to add it basically. But
So we
You're
keep
on-
moving the
you're on the
road.
road. You're continuing to move toward. You're just following the road as it goes because you're headed for the Man of Mind. Yes, that's the plan.
One
Yes.
one would assume that the road is the easiest travel, and therefore that is where I will remain.
It is still somewhat slow going. I mean, the road itself does.
Fair.
You can still
Still a
see it,
blizzard.
but it's still blizzard conditions. You're kind of like you can't see very far ahead of yourself. Every once in a while, you kind of have to like sweep some of the snow aside to see the road. So it's very slow. So it's laborious walking. It's slow going, but you have sort of been dealing with this for about 2 days now, so you're kind of getting used to it. And this is easier than what you were doing trekking through like knee deep snow through the mountain that you climbed over across.
Does
So-
Babbage have enough materials to make some snowshoes?
What's that, Bellarmine? You want some snowshoes?
Yeah, make it easier to walk in this stuff.
Something I could probably think about. I don't know that the time spent to design and craft them would be worth the time saved by just moving, but I'll have to think about that.
All right, so we'll keep moving.
I start rummaging through my backpack
Very good.
while walking. Which means Jim's actually checking his inventory.
Canadin and you, are you doing anything in particular, or just trudging through the snow? With who
On the path.
overhead like normal?
Keeping a hand on my
Who's-
spear.
Yeah, who is interference, and you is keeping that coat tight and cozy as possible.
Got it. Okay. And Babbage, you gave you one of the.
Me and you have heat pumps.
Okay. And I'm gonna assume Bellarmine's smart enough to stay close enough so as I don't have to roll for.
That's
Possible
been the
exhaustions.
plan in the past.
Got it. Okay. So you walk for about another hour when you think you actually start to feel the wind starting to calm down a little. And you think you see something like breaking through, like you think you may see something forming like off in the distance through the snow.
Is
You
it
walk-
blue?
You walk for about another 5 minutes, and it's like you come out of a fog, and you are greeted with this. It's not exact.
like-
So what you're
This looks
seeing.
this looks like Dalaran from WoW. In Northrend.
So what you have before, I mean, the picture is the closest thing I can get to what I'm now going to attempt to describe. So you step out of this wall of nonstop snow. The sky is clear where you are. Like you can see up into it's like it's a sunny day. It's getting close to dusk at this point. And what you see in front of you especially you, Babbage, doesn't make sense. You have what appears to be this column of blue light emanating from the center of what looks like a crater, except the crater doesn't have a bottom. It seems to fall through the ground impossibly far. Like, it doesn't make sense that you're looking through what looks like a massive hole in the ground that should have a bottom, or at least should stick out if, like, you know you're on a floating island, and you should be able to see through the bottom of the island based on the distances you're looking at. And instead, it seems to just go into this almost like purpley, bluish sea of almost like like almost looks like it's like breaking into like another plane of existence, like stars. Or like there's like stars and bits of light like below you.
I picture what you're saying.
And then in front of you, the road continues on into this, and it seems to enter this crater, and there seems to be an actual, like the crater itself is pretty wide, but there is a very clear and obvious. The road keeps going out on into the crater, into the point where it basically looks like there's this almost small little peninsula of rock that actually meets up with where the blue light's shining out of the ground.
So
And it's
Do we
this,
have the
and,
abi-
and
do we
there's
have the
this
ability to
swirl.
detect?
There also
from a
and like
bird's eye, you've got like a crater. Here's the road, and then there's like a little peninsula of land, like so, around the crater.
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's not. It doesn't like get wider at that point. It like ends at a point. It's not like round.
And this is all like misty galaxy portal.
That does seem to be swirling. Like there does
Hit
seem
of,
to be like
hit
a
of nothing
swirling.
below us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there does seem to be like this like slow moving torrent of clouds, and you do see like little bits of you see chunks of what look like Earth just like floating and moving in space in different elevations above and around this whole.
I
Do we have any sort of way to?
I sketched
detect
this.
mana?
Okay. Say again, Bellarmine.
Do we have any way to detect the intensity of mana crystals or mana? Because the mana mine we were walking toward.
Um,
I have the
I'm
three
not sure.
tiny mana crystals on me. Are they? And I also have I got the big mana crystal also.
Yes.
Is it glowing or anything?
When I'm done sketching, I will remove them from my pack and see if they are interacting or reacting in any way.
They do seem to have a small resonance that you have not noticed before.
Resonance. Describe.
There is like all three of them seem to be having this like pulsing, like low level pulsing glow that's just sort of humming along. It's almost like at let's say 1 hertz frequency of just like
It's making an audible hum.
Very lightly, but yes.
1 hertz. Well, I barely could hear that.
Sorry, the light is
the pulse is 1 hertz, but it's pulsing at like a 40 hertz buzz.
Yes. Thank you. The sound and the light do not line up.
I understand.
Yes. Maybe like half
Something
a hertz.
like that.
Yeah.
All right. So that's very interesting. I will write and sketch that down next. I'll write that down next to my sketches of previous sketches of mana crystals.
Okay.
And note that is happening. Is the blue light the same quality of blue as the color of the mana crystals?
Yes.
Intriguing. Well, gentlemen, I think we've reached the end game.
Guys, I'm not entirely certain we're prepared for this.
I agree, but here's the downside. We've kind of come so far. Are we going to turn around and leave and not die on our way home? I'm starting to fear we did not think this plan through.
Jeff, where'd you go? I want to know how you's reacting to all this.
You is so struck back by the sight in front of him that he's just stuffing his face with comfort food from his pack, trying to imagine a warmer, more botanical, arboreal climate.
Where are we on this particular drawing?
I mean, you're pretty far away. Like this is the view you see like way off in the distance. I mean, it's got to be like thousands of feet away from you.
Would I be able to cast Detect Magic?
I mean,
The answer to that question is always yes.
yeah, you can always cast the spell as long as you've got the spell slots. Yeah, I mean, like if you're there, yeah, essentially, and if you're, I mean, on a relative, let's see, where's my? I mean, you're kind of like here. Like, and this is where the snow wall that you can very clearly see. Like, there is a ring of where like the storm's all around.
Well, Detect Magic's only worth. It's a 10-minute thing, but it's only worth like 30 feet.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. I mean, you Bellarmine would know that that is a spell. Wouldn't really give you a sense of what you're dealing with here.
Yeah.
What time of day is it? You said dusk.
It's roughly dusk at this point.
Can I see any of the stars?
You can start to.
Okay. I'm trying to make out any constellations or anything at all that I know, that I'm familiar with. Anything that looks familiar, because right now I'm quite literally out of my element. Babbage, what
You are able.
what is in front of you?
You are able to, in fact, see particular constellations that provide you some level of comfort.
Okay.
What about find traps?
What about it?
I'm genuinely curious where your brain's going with this.
Well, if we get close to it, it might be some sort of a trap that we don't know.
I mean, detect traps is the sort of thing that you're like looking for something much more locally, like something you can get your hands on.
It says that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable.
I mean,
So it's a spell called Find Traps that'll detect any traps within 120 feet.
I mean, yes, you could. I don't. Is that like an instant thing or is that a duration?
It's an action. You just cast it.
One action, 120 feet. I'm going to do
so
it.
just if there's anything with 120 feet. Okay.
Okay.
Duration instant. Okay.
Okay. In what some are calling the best usage of a spell slot in history.
It's what? What'd you say?
So, I mean, you do think you get the sense that there is a hidden sinkhole off to your north by about 100 feet underneath the flat snow that, like, maybe like right along the edge of the snow line. But beyond that, the spell does not provide you with any other locations of traps.
I'm just curious of what Jim just said.
I just was commenting on the utility of the spell.
Well, we're trying to figure out what the heck's going on here, you know?
True.
Sure. It's kind of a distance off, though, right? Like, what's the scale of this little drawing I've done? Like, what is this distance?
I mean, all right. All Dungeons and Dragons characters can measure distance.
I mean, roughly hundreds of feet, thousands of feet, miles.
You think you're about half a mile away from the center of this thing.
Okay.
How about protection from energy?
It is. I don't believe any of your spells are going to be able. This is not. I mean, you Bellarmine know that this is something that's not anything you've ever come across before. This is something wholly unnatural and something really unusual, weird, magical is happening here. So you don't believe any of the spells that you have in your repertoire are really going to be helped to explain this, especially as far off as you are. I mean, if you want to get a lot closer, you can certainly. There may be other options, but from where you are currently, unless you come up with something very clever that I don't think of.
Therein lies the conversation. Currently, we're not in a storm, and that's a good thing. But also, the thing in front of us looks like it's a hole to another plane of existence, which is a bit beyond let's go find some resources, which was in fact the purpose of our initial expedition.
Does anybody have a quick save button?
Boy, I wish we had another Cognin Tower portal.
Boy, that would be convenient.
That would be convenient, wouldn't it?
Mike, as this is going on, I'm going to cast Augury, ritually cast it,
Okay.
and so it says you receive an omen
Yep.
from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask the primal magic entity that gives me all of my druid powers and all that. I'm going to ask him the following. Are we here at the right time, or have we arrived too early?
It's not really how that spell works.
Okay. Have you
Or
arrived?
should I reword it and say, I'll reword it then.
Okay. I mean, that's a two-part question, and this is designed for a one-part question.
Okay.
This is designed for, I'm going to do this, good or bad.
Our party plans to move forward and explore this scene in front of us.
What are you using for your what physical items are you using to do the augury? Sticks, bones. I'm trying to think. Do you have stones? Do you have your star map? Probably. You have a star map.
Star map, but if you want me to use something that's consumed,
no, I don't want you to. I don't want to use something consumed. I just want
for the flavor.
Yeah, I want to understand what exactly.
Oh, the star map. That's why I asked to see the stars. It's like, okay, let me get my bearings, pull out the star map, and then basically see if I saw the stones resonated. Something that they hadn't done before. So does this course of action resonate within, according to the druidic magic of the world?
So your exact question was, you want to know if it's you want to know good or ill to explore what's in front of you. Okay.
Turn back.
I mean,
you must grind more.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Yeah, right. Please swap to disc 2.
Right. So, okay. You get a constellation, your star map. You do the spell, you cast it, and then a constellation that you have two constellations on your map that basically sort of through your eyes glowing through the spell glow. One of them, the one basically symbolizing knowledge, glows, and then another one symbolizing doom glows. So if I had to pick,
is that something that I can see? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's only you can see that. Yes.
Okay.
Because it's through the spell casting that's the indications you get on your star map. Okay. There's a dinosaur.
Christina's trying to show these things on camera. That's what she's been working on.
Dean. So yeah.
Okay, so knowledge and doom.
Yes.
Is that the equivalent of
Mike?
Aww, adorable.
Aww, he says.
I mean, it seems like it's a wheel and woe, but certainly leaning way more toward woe.
Okay, so then everyone sees you kind of break from his reverie, roll up the star map, and say, You has consulted the stars and the elder forces of this world. It is woe upon us to tread forth into this scene.
Do we have the slightest idea if this is between us and the man of mine, or if this is the man of mine?
Based on your own,
I'm under the assumption that this is the man of mine. But
well,
that is an assumption.
Bellarmine, I want you to make a. What would this be? Yeah, call it a perception. I'd like a perception. No, we'll call it a nature check. Make a nature check for me on your character sheet.
Yeah, I need to find it. Hang on.
Yep. 23. You are fairly confident that this is, or was, the man of mine.
Yeah, guys, listen. I mean, as far as I'm, diving into a massive glowing, churning furnace here, I'm not entirely certain we should go this way. However, how do we get out?
Can we send something into it and see what happens?
Everybody turns and looks at who?
See, now this is a moral conundrum because I had no problem sacrificing blink dogs to the Remorhaz, and food has been killed off before. But based on the reading from the star map, and as a druid, would I knowingly send my pet into something that could very well destroy it or set off something? Or
I am going to suggest, in my learned scholarly way, that we gather the information that we've obtained. I've taken a nice sketch so we can see what we're seeing. I think we need to consult Cognon before we proceed. I also feel like whatever's in there is bigger than just some lady trying to collect some artifacts. The color matches the color of the mana crystal. We know that these islands float, and the mana crystal made the airship float. That's got to be a connection. I feel like we need more information before we safely delve into what's in there. And part of that more information may be the power of the artifacts that we're looking for.
What about throwing a stone in there?
I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't throw 1,000 feet. And I don't really want to get any closer at this time.
Agreed. Now, we really
Babbage
kind of have to
speaks
figure
wisdom.
out, though, which
The
way
difficulty
we
we
have to
find
go to
ourselves,
get out of
gentlemen,
here.
is we now need to make our way back to Cognon. And the way we got here wasn't exactly safe.
Canadan, what did you say?
Exactly that.
Okay.
Just
You
how do we
agreed.
get out?
Take the long road back.
The long road does take us past Wintervane, which may be a location of one of the artifacts that we are in fact looking for.
That's not a bad idea. Backtrack a bit.
I just feel drawn to learn more or determine more about this spot.
We came out here expecting to find a cave or a mine where I can get some more mana crystals. Looks to me, by all measure of what I can tell, that we found a hole in the world in which we live in. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, I wish I knew if this was the cause of why the islands are floating rather than on the earth and with water or on the ground with water.
Those are marvelous questions that may be answered by finding the rest of the artifacts.
But is there anywhere around here we can look for a possible artifact without getting too close to that thing?
There are no physical structures that you can see in this sort of wide, I guess, mile diameter eye of a storm, if you will. I mean, it genuinely looks like the ground sort of starts to like buckle a bit as you get closer and closer, as if something like very violent happened to the earth at some point in the past. And so you get to the edge of what is this
You know what?
unearthly crater.
Can we see in it at all?
Yeah, I mean
Gregor,
it
hang on.
seems to be like a swirling vortex of clouds, and then almost this like, but it's not like completely covered. And beyond that, there's actually here. I mean from this is sort of a top-down view, but from the distance you're seeing, you can kind of see.
We've
This.
done Dead Watch. We've done the Iron Outpost. I'm consulting our notes here, and I think the mine is in fact where the next artifact is. So actually, this might be exactly where we need to be. Refer your gentlemen to journal page 4.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Gregor, who was quite crafty, found a way to make people stop napping and actually stay down, had to borrow Ella's mana-infused staff, Heth's boots. Gregor says we need to get to Deadwatch, the Iron Outpost, and the mine. We've been to Deadwatch, and we've been to the Iron Outpost. I thought Vineholm was our next target for artifacts, but in fact, it might be this place.
But what about the other mine?
What other mine?
Hang on, let me open this map. The one between Old North Tower and the Rushlands.
The dig?
The cave. No, north of the dig.
The unnamed mine cave thing?
The unnamed mine, yes.
Fair. I try to remember what Cognan said was the mine in reference to page 4.
I don't know if he specified one way or the other. I'm gonna go off.
Well,
what you
this
know.
is when he says that, I'm gonna start ritually casting Augury again,
Okay.
and this time I'm gonna say we plan to head to the unnamed mine in the Rushlands.
You're referring to this one.
Yep. And when I ritually cast, that consumes a spell slot still, correct?
No, that's
the whole point of
casting.
ritual. It takes you 10 minutes to cast it, but you do not consume a spell
That's
slot
right.
as a result. That's why it's. I mean, you could just cast it like that, but then you would burn a spell slot. But you've got time.
I actually don't have it prepared, so I can only ritually cast it.
Oh, there you go. Give me a moment.
We're here, and we flew across here. That's a long walk if you're going to walk it back.
The star. I'm trying to think. What would
We
I?
flew here. To walk back would be this, either around or through Vineholm, then this, then through the Rushlands, then this.
It took us 3 or 4 sessions just to fly there.
That's not going to be an easy hike back.
Your augury. So, okay, you get 3 different. Your star map, 3 different constellations glow. The same knowledge one. One that indicates what you interpret as like natural power, like power in Mother Nature. And I have a third one. Dialogue, or a communing with the spirits kind of symbolism.
So the other one is a strong negative, basically. This is flat, if not even possibly positive.
I will let you interpret that as you will.
You has consulted the stars once again,
Hmm.
and Canaden's idea seems wise.
Remind me, Kanan, what your idea was?
Head back to the unnamed mine.
Here's a question. What if we split the difference and plan something like this?
That is a shortcut, isn't it?
It avoids us having to go through Wintervein. We can head south and avoid it. It avoids us traversing as far through the wintry Wintervein biome. And it doesn't take us close to Junktown, which we know is the base of operations for our bandits, and avoids the nasty, badland, swampy-looking forest of the Rushlands.
At the cost of
Savage.
a long flight.
At the cost of a flight, which we already know distance-wise is doable.
I'm for it.
We don't know what's in Vineholm, but hey,
You know, Vineholm used to be or as far as you know, I mean, nobody's been there since this island took off, but is that or at least that you know or aware of. You know, it used to be one of the two basically college magic academies in a
Yeah,
town that had a magic
Vineholm's
academy.
on our list for sure, but
I think it's worth a try because the you know invisible snow with yetis and rocks and worms is not too inviting.
yeah, this whole biome is a terrible place.
Agreed. You is miserable.
It is
I
still
don't want to return here until I've crafted an airplane.
it is cold, by the way, where you're standing, but you don't. It's not. It's like it's maybe like at freezing, so it's like you still need to stay warm, but it's not like you're ungodly. It's not like you're like 30, 40 below, which is what you've been
I
doing.
mean, we've got the heat pumps anyway.
You do, but you notice that it's not like comfortable, but it's reasonably warmer outside in this eye of the storm.
Fair.
I vote we follow the blue line.
Second.
All right.
Can we fly it?
I'm just a gnome.
At the moment.
I have no power to affect that myself.
I haven't either. I figured walking was going to be our only choice here.
We're no longer, crossing uninhabited mountain ranges. We're following a road. It should be much better going.
Yes.
One way or the other, let's start out.
Very good. By the way, I took that idea of yours about snowshoes, and I consulted my my notebook, which I've lovingly labeled, labeled the internet, and with approximately 2 gold value of scrap, I should be able to craft a pair of snowshoes.
There you
I
go.
have hundreds of gold in value of scrap, so I would be happy to craft snowshoes for all of us.
That would be a lot faster.
8 pairs of snowshoes would be
8 pair.
4 pair of snowshoes would be 8 gold. That's what I meant to say. I can craft 60 gold per hour.
So that's
if Paladin helps, it's double that. So it should just take me a couple of minutes, and I can pass out snowshoes to everybody. They can add to their inventories.
There's no place for a long rest anywhere around here, right?
That is entirely up to you all how you want to proceed with that.
I mean, we could always make an igloo, right?
Yeah, a rest would be needed. That big bug snake took a chunk out of me.
I think we should be in
Yeah.
good shape before we do something.
Perhaps we continue to move forward for at least a little while.
Well, here you don't have to deal with blasting winds that would make it pretty much impossible to sleep.
But if we made an igloo, that wouldn't be a problem, right?
Oh, you mean to make an igloo? Okay, I misunderstood. You mean to make an igloo like in the middle?
Because I mean, we're exposed. There's no shelter. We're not going to go towards that dig. So
I'm confused. Are you making the igloo here, or are you going to try to walk for a little bit further?
I would say we would need the time to make the igloo and then hunker down before it's the middle of the night.
So what's the plan, gents?
I'm happy to rest. If there's a safe place where we can do so.
Where we are seems to be not so cold, and doesn't seem to be any nasty creatures around, and seems to be relatively safe.
I'm not opposed to a little nap out in the open here, but everybody stay within 30 feet.
Well, we should do that for warmth anyway.
Well, if we're going to do an igloo, everybody jumps in the igloo.
That works for me.
So let's do that.
Okay, we begin doing that.
Okay, so you proceed to. Wait, how are you making an igloo exactly?
Out of
Same way-
snowball.
Same way we did in the Yeti cave.
No, the Yeti cave we had access to running water.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had like a pond next to you.
Yeah, but I can
It's
I
funny
can
you
create-
mention that.
I can create water and it's not yellow.
Hooray!
I have this, and I have this, and I have this. I think that
Create water.
some combination of those three will work.
Create 10 gallons of water. Conjure a wave of water. 10 foot wide, 10 feet tall. That's a lot more than 10 gallons. Yeah, I think tidal wave plus shape water should give us all the ice we need to create igloo blocks. In fact, you could probably just create the tidal wave and then turn that into an igloo directly. We wouldn't have to
Well,
actually
I can
build.
only. Since the air's cold enough, once something's frozen, it stays frozen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we determined that.
So it's really just about me casting shape water quickly enough before the water dissipates, but I could cast tidal wave a couple times if need be.
I think you cause the water to form into simple shapes would mean that you can create a tidal wave and then shape it into the shape of an igloo and then freeze it, and then it's frozen, yeah?
Well, so in tidal wave it says the water then spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in its
Right,
area.
but you freeze it before that
How about-
happens.
How about my control water spell, which is an action?
So I cast tidal wave, and then Bellarmine uses control water to keep it corralled, and then after that I use shape water to actually freeze it into the blocks to make the igloo.
Look at this teamwork.
Okay. Yeah. No, that works.
Tell me when you want it.
I mean, that's you're all gonna get along. You're planning on resting to.
We're gonna get our spells back, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, here I'll put you back on the map.
Is in
okay.
the immediate area around us, is there an obvious lower elevation point, like a little divot or something like that? So it's slightly easier to create the water and keep it localized.
I mean, you're basically on a tundra, so. I mean,
If
I'm
there's
sure
no
you'll find
if there's no
something.
obvious like slight decrease in elevation, then I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it. Create tidal wave, control water from
Okay.
Bellarmine, and then
From a single drop of water, you manifest an entire tidal wave's worth of water, and over the span of a couple of minutes, you now have a respectable domicile in the form of an ice igloo. Well done. Props to the crafty ingenuity of dealing in the environment you're in.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet home.
All right, can we accelerate a long rest, or does somebody have to leave?
Give the DM a moment. Because you all just did this right where you were, yeah?
Well, we were in a safe area. We weren't getting sucked into a mana hole, nor were we in a powerful blizzard.
Right.
I love that 20 on my portent roll.
Oh wow, look at you, yeah. Yes. Okay.
oh, it is that. Are we long resting now? Is that happening?
Yes.
Is that not why we just created an igloo?
Well, I mean,
I can't hear you. I'm snoring.
I don't
So
know if the
Bellarmine
night
without-
passes uneventfully or if, because like you don't get your spell slots until the morning, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I just asked the DM if he could accelerate time, but I don't know
No,
if that's possible.
And he's.
As I sit in this igloo reflecting upon my past experiences over the past several days of adventuring, I wonder if I have increased my level of knowledge as a tinkerer.
Hmm. You know what? I'll allow it.
Heck yeah.
It's been enough time, and you've gone through enough stuff. You all level up. Congratulations. I'll let you all take 10 minutes to figure that out while the DM thinks.
I have no idea what that means, but I'll do my best.
So for you, Dad, you're going to go into your character sheet.
Yes.
You're going to click on the little gear.
Yes.
And then you're going to look at the bottom right, and you're going to click Launch Level plus Charactermancer.
Oh,
Okay.
poor you. That's too bad.
Then what?
And then you're going to follow the prompts to add one cleric level to your level.
So I hit next. Level 8 plus 2 then? Is that it?
No, just plus one.
Ooh,
You're going to
5th
9.
level spells.
Oh dear. What have I
So
allowed you to do?
what do I do next?
I can't see it, so just follow the prompts.
It says cleric arms point 62 HP 5, and then it's got an up and down roll average. Level 9. I'm not sure what to do. Multi-class plus minus.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can see what you're doing. Does it show me? Okay. So you just want to click next here.
Okay. And keep going next.
You're in features.
There's knowledge, domain, cleric features.
Yes. Let's see. What do you get at 9th level? No, you don't get anything at 9th level. Oh well. All right.
Well, you don't get any features at 9th level because usually that's a break point for next level spells.
Right.
Like I get 2 level 3 spell slots now, which is a big deal for me.
Right. Oh, hold on.
Do I hit next?
Give me a moment. Oh yeah, he gets access to a 5th level spell. You're right. Yep. Hit next.
And add 13 new spells.
Why? Hold on. Give it. That doesn't make sense. Why are your spells not selected here?
I don't know. I've had to do a lot of things manually on his sheet. And I think it's because they were originally created in a different game and moved over to this game, but you had different resources initially, and I think that broke some of the automated character sheet stuff.
Got it. Okay, so I would like you to click on the little. So what I want you to do, Mr. Sylvia, is you want to pick one 5th level spell. You can click the little eye next to it to the right of it to basically tell you what it does. So I'll let you read through those, unless one of them just sort of jumps out at you based on the name alone. But you can click the
But as
little
a cleric,
eye.
doesn't he just know all of them and just prepare some?
Um,
Isn't that how cleric works?
that's
Cleric
a
and
good
druid
point.
know every spell. You just prepare certain from the list for the day.
Ooh, then why is he having to choose then?
Because again, I don't think the character sheet's working correctly in that fashion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll for now just hit next, Bellarmine, and you'll have updated numbers of spell slots as a result.
Why changes?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
All
you should
right.
be good to go.
And 62 is the number of hit points.
That sounds about right. What was I doing?
Did you roll for new ones? I don't see him having rolled. It would have showed up in chat.
Oh, I think we just took the average of 5.
Oh, that's fine.
What was I doing?
Sorry, threw you all off with the questions.
So there's more spells on this sheet or no?
Not hold on. Probably not yet. Nope, that's not where I want to go.
Conjure Barrage?
Let's go down to 5th. You have Legend, Lore, and Scrying. Those two carried over. Probably because they're knowledge domain.
Where do I find those?
Scroll all the way down in your spells.
Oh, yeah.
So you have access to like a higher set of spells now.
Yo, this spell's awesome!
Which one?
Conjure Barrage. You throw a non-magical weapon or a fire piece of non-magical weapon into the air and create a cone of identical weapons that shoot. Interesting.
It's a shotgun! I have a shotgun!
It's a shotgun, yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, yeah, cool.
That feels dope!
Sure. I like Legend Lore. That's pretty good. I still got Control Water, Stone Shape.
Yeah.
How many of these?
So the if you're looking at the banner, there's like the top of. So the list of spells each basically fall under a banner that has like 3 numbers. There's the new list you have has like a 5, and then I believe a 1 and a 1. The 5 tells you it's a 5th level spell because for whatever reason, Dungeons and Dragons, the level of spells is different than the level of your actual character. And it's every like 2, so like for whatever reason, like you don't get access to 5th level spells until your 9th. You don't get access to 2nd level spells until your 3rd level. You don't get access to 3rd level spells until your 5th level. I don't know why that is how D&D does it, but it is. And you have basically the level of the spell followed by the possible slots, and then followed by the total number you have at the time. So like if you have 3 4th level spells after you do a long rest, and then you basically are supposed to increment them down as you cast those spells. Okay.
So cantrips don't have a count, or do they?
They do not.
Just
You can cast cantrips as many times as you want.
Right. And so this has 4 now, and it used to have 3, right?
Yep, that's the benefits of leveling up.
Ah. Sanctuary bless. We have no idea what we're going to be encountering.
Where's you? Nope. Everybody having fun leveling up?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Interesting. Where's the doggone retainers?
Where indeed?
All right, I think I'm all set.
We're gonna throw you like so. Okay. Oh, that's what I should. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Come on. Obnoxious.
Mike.
Yep.
So on this guide that I've been following, one of the optional rules in the guide allows for the spell Cone of Cold to be cast by druids as a 5th level spell, but Letter in the Law from the Player's Handbook or on the D&D Beyond website, it does not appear in the druid spell list. So I'm curious what your thoughts are there.
I'll allow it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. As much fun as you're all having leveling up, while you've all been cozying up in your igloo of sorts, trying to get a nice sleep in, and the nicest after lots and lots of trials and tribulations. Canadan's spear starts to vibrate.
Oh no.
We've got company.
Well, I mean, we're all sleeping, presumably, right?
Canadan,
Yeah, at least we'll get snack up on.
Canadan is woken by his spear.
Mm-hmm. I am.
Oh, dang it. Where's. Nah, that's fine. What are you doing, Canadan, with this information?
I'm waking everybody up.
Okay.
Just poking them with the back end of the spear. Hey, we've got company. Incoming.
Do we all feel rested and level?
No, not yet.
So we're at previous HP and spell clock.
So you peek out the igloo to see this and several of them.
Oh jeez.
I just casted Spirit Guardian.
Okay, hold on. We have to do the whole initiative thing. So.
Or I did that before the initiative thing.
Unfortunately, that's not quite how that works. I will let you. You can have that on your turn, but all right. I gotta ask everybody to take initiatives.
Are we snoring?
Cannon woke everybody up.
Yes. Crap, I wasn't finished. I'm not finished leveling up. I'm still deciding. Can you roll my initiative for me? Is that
Well, I mean,
possible?
I need to
Probably
cancel
not,
this
right?
level up since we're not there yet, right?
Oh, am I
is that
am
what
I
it is?
screwing up all of your character sheets right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're halfway through level up, and then you're like,
Yeah.
but before that happened.
Oh, okay. Now that's fair. No, go ahead and finish leveling up your characters, and then you just won't have access to the spells yet.
Okay.
Well, okay. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. It's 10:45. I know Zach, you need to get up super early. Leveling up is a somewhat tedious process anyway, and you may have questions for me as a DM in general. So we'll just call the stream now, with the knowledge that there are weird spider things to come for the next time we play in
That'll be fun, though.
3 weeks. Is everybody okay with this plan?
We could throw some flies down that mana hole and let the spiders go after them.
I mean, if you want to run the quarter mile. Everybody was okay with this plan?
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think leveling up on a
Why?
stream is not conducive to good viewership. So with
I
that,
mean, nine's pretty simple. A lot of classes don't do a lot at 9.
that's fair.
But that's fine.
But all right, with that, we will end the stream. Everybody say goodbye to the internet.
Goodbye, the internet.
Goodbye,
Yeah, no,
internet.
I think
Good night, internet.
it was a fun reveal watching you all walk to this mine. Anyway, all right.
Yeah,
Good night, all.
right.
They call it a mine.
They call it a mine.